can never get a grip. Hello to no one watching. My name is Ira, and today we are going to be talking about the things I consumed in January. I am filming this in February, so happy Black History Month. And as a patron said to me at the library, honey, that's every month. So keep being black, keep being happy, keep being you. Also, fuck ice. Just had to throw that in right quick. This is crazy. The things that are written down on here are crazy. I'm gonna start with Garrett. The things me and Garrett watched together. So me and Garrett watched at the start of the year. Obviously, I put on Rent. That's how you bring in every new year. And we watched Materialists together, which is a rom-com, so I didn't think that I would get Garrett to watch it, but I put it on and it actually wasn't that bad. It had Pedro Pascal in it. I mean, obviously. So it wasn't so egregious like I thought it might be. I thought it had a very good, heartfelt message, and I thought it was very beautiful. I thought the way the story played out and the decisions that were made, I would say, were very beautiful and very interesting and very real. I will say, you starting the movie, you already know that Chris Evans, the winner, well, not even winner, but like you already know who she's gonna end up with, which is so, that's the thing with these, like, will they, won't they, which do you choose situations. It's like, obviously there's one that will be chosen, and then there's a one that will not be chosen. But so Materialist, loved it. We've been watching The Terror season 2. I'm pretty sure that's due back in the library right now, but since it's Black History Month, I'm only reading Black fiction. I'm only consuming Black content this month, so she will be returned when we finish it later. And it's really funky. It's nothing like season 1, which is great and also a detriment because it feels like there is less stakes, but still so much stakes. It's like, I enjoy that it's still rooted in history because it takes place, I'm pretty sure it takes place during World War II, because Pearl Harbor and stuff like that. So these Japanese American people are experiencing like discrimination and hatred full force, and like being moved out of their homes and having their cars taken from them. Like, it's still rooted in history like the first season was, but it's harder to watch because they are people of color. Like the first season, it was just a bunch of white people on a boat, and it was like, yeah, this entity is gonna get your ass. But watching people of color like try to commune with the spirit and like get it to state its business, that's just a harder watch. But it's still really good. It's really interesting. It took me, I've been coming around to it. So I'll admit, I was researching other things. We watched Catfish the movie, which I have on DVD. And that shit was so awkward. That shit was so awkward and so potently the 2000s and so just rude, frankly, and weird. I'm surprised that MTV watched that movie and said, you know what, that could be a TV show. I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised that Neve and Max decided to cancel Catfish in its current climate because one, they are going to get a surge of AI, and two, Neve and Max are not very helpful. I feel like Neve and Max are very reactionary, and they're very serving a purpose. Like, this conversation is serving a purpose. And like when Cammie was there, Cammie was like, these are real people who have real things going on, so they need to be treated as such. So that's just my opinion about Catfish. We watched Good Will Hunting. Garrett made me watch Good Will Hunting, and I fully think they wrote that script. I think that the plot isn't that crazy, and it's very subliminal, and they have a lot of monologues because they're actors, and they really just, the point of it is for the emotion. It's not for like to learn, to experience what Will Hunting has experienced, but to, you know, see him overcome it, see him and the people around him want better for himself, and knowing that it's possible. That's really what the movie is about. It's beautiful. I'll say it was beautiful, but I do think they wrote that script, and it's not unheard of for them to have written that. I think they're smart enough to know how to create stuff that has a big amount of emotion and a big amount of decision without actually learning and experiencing what they're saying the characters have experienced. Anyway, I'm Breaking Bad season 2. We started Breaking Bad season 2, okay? That shit is crazy. And that's pretty much all I have to say. I haven't watched it in a sec. That shit's crazy. That shit's crazy. We watched A Knight's Tale with Heath Ledger and Alan Tudyk. We watched it for Alan Tudyk, but Heath Ledger was also in it. And I watched it in high school, I think. And just top tier. Okay, we were given the gift of Heath Ledger, and we squandered it. That's how I felt watching that movie. He is a gift that we got, and we should have known as a society that things were getting a little too far when he died. Just in preparation for Black History Month, we watched Opus with Iowa Debris in it because I fucking love her. I will watch every movie that woman is in. You cannot stop me. And it was so good, and I'm still thinking about it, and I'm reading something right now for Black History Month called Oh Sinners, which is also about like figuring out why this cult is so popular, and the movie is just so, Opus is just so good. It's so good, it's so interesting. It's so set up that the main character, Iowa Debris, doesn't know that it's set up. And we don't know that it's set up either. Like, the audience doesn't know it's set up. But as soon as we get to the end, we're like, this was all set up. This was all set up. I'll move on so I don't spoil anything else. Garrett got me to watch Galaxy Quest, which was a very interesting movie and a very cool movie. It has I don't know his name, but the actor that's in NCIS New Orleans that's in the wheelchair, he's in that movie. And a prevalent white man is in that movie as well. I can't remember what his name is right now off the top of my head, but it is a parody of Star Trek. It's like a love letter to Star Trek. It's like a love letter to fans. It's a love letter to the actors. It's a love letter to sci-fi, really. Sci-fi fans and sci-fi the genre, and how helpful it will actually end up being when these things become real. So it was really beautiful. It was really great. And I saw a post on Tumblr that was like Galaxy Quest, Dungeons and Dragons, The Princess Bride, and there was another movie, are all the same genre. And I have to see about that. So we did watch Dungeons and Dragons. I can understand, because Dungeons and Dragons really was like a love letter to D&D. Like, you can really see, like, it's really cool because you can watch it and you can be like, oh, that roll failed, that roll, they got a nat 20, that roll was like probably like 15 or something. Like, it's really cool to see the game be played out as if you're like in the room with them during the campaign. It's really cool. I will say, I was thinking a lot about one battle after another while watching Dungeons and Dragons. Probably because there's a mixed girl in there, a little mixed girl, and she's eating them up. Probably because Chris Pine is a white man, prevalent white man. You know, probably just because my brain loves making connections. But I will say that you should watch Dungeons and Dragons over One Battle After Another, because that shit was so ridiculously nasty and stanky. I just need that to be reiterated. We watched an episode of Scorpion because I remember that Scorpion existed. I don't know what happened it was literally the pilot episode. I don't know what happened in it. I don't know what was going on. I literally like tuned it out. Like I have no idea what was going on. And Garrett was cooking. So we just put that on the TV and that was there. I have no clue what even happened in that episode. I don't even know how this show starts. So yikes. And then Garrett's current obsession, A Knight of Seven Kingdoms, which is A Knight's Tale, truly, but Game of Thrones, so like very brutal and crude and such. Yeah, it's addicting. It's addicting. The main characters, Dunk and Egg, are very great. They're really cute. Lionel is really great in that as well. And those are really the reasons to watch the show. Everybody else is pissing me off. Gotta be real. Everybody else is pissing me off. So it's for them. It's for them. It's for Dunk and Egg and Lionel. Okay. And we also watched True Detective Night Country again, which we're almost done with that. I think we should probably finish that this month, honestly, for Black History Month. Yeah. Going on to my alone watches. Elementary with Lucy Liu. It has been saving in my life, and it's been really, really difficult not to watch it this month. It has been literally saving my life. Like, I think Elementary does a really good job of focusing on the addiction over like Sherlock's mind, because it's like, yes, his mind is fabulous, but also it has this thing where it can get attached to something so quickly and become so reliant on it that portion of his brain needs to be consulted, needs to be quelled, needs to be like that. It's good. And Lucy Liu is there, and she's beautiful, and she's Watson, and she's everything. And yeah, literally has been saving my life. Like every time I feel bored, because I get bored and then I'm like, what am I supposed to do? And I walk around all frustrated and in my head and stuff, and then just putting that show on, and I'm like, okay, I can breathe. I'm watching Elementary. It's fantastic. Ugly Betty. I've been watching Ugly Betty. It's also been really hard not to watch that this month. I love Ugly Betty. I knew I was gonna love Ugly Betty before I started watching Ugly Betty. Like, I had tried to watch Ugly Betty when I was younger, like 16 or something, and my embarrassment was just too bad. I couldn't I couldn't do it. But now, oh my god, I love Ugly Betty, and it's so good. And America Ferrera is so beautiful because she's always been so beautiful. And yeah, Heart Eyes. I literally love that show. The I got beef between my teeth boy is in there serving Boots' house down because he can do nothing else. It's fantastic. It really, makes you question, like, for me anyway, it makes me question, like, what is being ugly? What is being nasty? What is being evil? What do these things mean in the context of our society? But just like, I'm not ugly, but like, I can get ugly. Do you know what I mean? But I don't want to be able to get evil. I don't want to step into the evil territory. I can, but I don't want to. That's what I be thinking about when I watch Ugly Betty. Freaks and Geeks, another show I had tried to watch when I was younger, but obviously the high school was high schooling to me then, so it was not possible. But Freaks and Geeks is such an interesting show because it's like, it's all the stakes but none of the expected consequences. Shorty trying to throw a party, and then her brother's like, no, and he gets non-alcoholic beer. And that whole party, I was worried. I was scared that somebody would be like, hey, this isn't alcohol. But no, the placebo effect. So it's like, it's so smart, but also so goofy. And I think that's really what they're trying to show, like with the Freaks and Geeks. It's a reminder to me that, like, friendship isn't fitting in. Friendship is just being yourself no matter what. Being whoever you want to be. Period. It's about being your own person in a group that loves you. So my random YouTube watch of the month was 13. My random YouTube watch of the month was 13 the musical. Not the original Broadway cast, but a production that was done in 2023, I believe, or like 22. That was a piece of theater. Okay? That was a piece of theater. Imagine that's what it means to be a friend, but as poetry. Okay? Imagine just being so heavy-handed when you didn't have to be. Imagine that. Imagine a group of teenagers fingering the air. Now, don't imagine that, because that was gross. That production was a piece of theater, okay? It was a direct explanation of what theater can be to children. An outlet, a way to be seen, choosing how you get to be seen. It was a production. It was a production for sure. It was a production. And when they hit that, no, you're not ready, no, it's not time yet, no, it's not right now, wait until you're older, they ate that up. Okay, they were all in sync, they were all bopping, they were all dancing, and I felt the synergy of theater. I felt it, and I said, well, and this is what it's supposed to do. And I say that looking like a theater teacher right now. So now we're getting into the D&D section, which is probably the last section. We'll start at the top. My winter watch, Burrow's End, because it's winter, and winter is about family and gathering and being and playing to your strengths. Top tier. I think I started on episode 3 because obviously I've seen Burrow's End like 10,000 times already. But it just was so, like, they really were playing like a family. They like really became a family. And it was very touch and go. They like really didn't know what they were gonna do. They really didn't know what the next step was gonna be. They were completely reactionary in every fight they had because they had to be. There was no other option for them. There was no talking it out. There was nothing of the sort. It was like, you show what you're about, and if I don't like it, I'm coming for you, and if I do like it, we can maybe talk about it. But other than that, you're done for. And it was just so, what I'm about to say is crazy, but I feel like that campaign encompasses Abria's smile. Like, Abria's smile is so feral and happy and like so patient, like waiting for you to say something, waiting for you to express something, just to see if it holds weight. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. And if it does, it does. Started rewatching Cloudward Ho, which is really crazy because at the time that it was coming out, I was rewatching it. So, craziness. Cloudward Ho, again, you're being your grandparents' dream and trying to, you know, live through them, and the innovation and evolution of Zood, and the way your imagination can fill in the holes for these scientific things. It's just evolution, and it's amazing, and that's why I keep rewatching it. Then we got Gladlands came out in January, so I've been looking at that. I think they have the most perfect cast for this campaign. It's great because they are so funny, but also such good storytellers that they can turn anything into a moment of growth, a moment of realization. And it's like, it can be funny, but it can also be like, wait. And so in that way, I feel as if it is partially a reflection of the players themselves, because the players themselves have to choose whether they want to accept the moment or whether they want to pass them by. So it's like whether they want to think about it or not. So I'm like seeing how the players are influencing the characters very intimately, and it's very cool. Actually came back this month, was not expecting it. I literally opened the app and it was there, and it was beautiful. I think this is Iffy's season. I think we're gonna get the best hosting we've ever gotten from Iffy, and the best fact checking from BDG. Me having to remember the initials. BDG. I'm so excited for this season. I love them actually, and my life is actually devoid without it. My life is actually empty without it. And I'm not learning what I need to be learning when I'm actually is not on. This is the truth, okay? A podcast I want to mention, because I've been getting a little bit into podcasts and audiobooks and such. Worlds Beyond Number. I'm still on the first season. I'm still on The Witch, The Wizard, and the Wild One, okay? I have not even touched Bria's season yet, but I should have because it's Black History Month. But it's okay. I'm forgiving myself for it. Like, the foremost emotional improvers you've ever had the chance to glean. Lou Wilson, Brennan Lee Mulligan, Erica Ishii, and Abria Iyengar. That's like my top 4. So anything they're producing, I'm gonna want to watch. I'm gonna want to listen. I'm gonna want to be a part of it. And the story that each of them are creating with each of their characters, even Brennan with like the overall plot of it, like the story that is being crafted and carefully honed, it's astonishing. And I am excited to start on Abria's season, and I'm excited to finish this season that I'm on of The Witch, the Wild One, and The Wizard. I'm really excited, and everything hits me so deeply when I'm listening to Worlds Beyond Number. It just feels like an emotional respite, like a place for me to feel every emotion my body is capable of feeling and not being afraid of it. So yeah, can't say enough good things about Worlds Beyond Number. The books I read, I don't know. I don't know what books I read. Let's see. I know I'm in the middle of reading Bitter Blue and Secret Identity, which I did start in January. I'm looking at Goodreads and I can't check it on my phone. Oh yes. So I read Guts by Raina Telgemeier, which she did Smile, Sisters, Drama, Ghost. Love her. Literally the basis of my freaking childhood, Raina. And so Guts was a really inspiring story about anxiety and about what your mind makes you feel, and fear, and just it was very good, and it got me out of like a little slump that I was having. I didn't even have I wasn't having like a reading slump, but it just like a personal slump I was having. And then I just decided to finally pick up Guts, and it really did help, which is really great. And I love Raina Telgemeier. I listened to I listened to Nia's book, Bottom of the Period, and that rocked my world. It was really just her story. And that's exactly what I've always wanted. I've always wanted to know her story, and I'm so glad that she put it out there for the world to hear and listen, and she was able to reflect on her time at the Abbey Lee Dance Company and how she has persevered over that. And even in Abby's cancer diagnosis, she wanted to show kindness. And that is, and the history of her family of just being a community supporters and like supporting Black people and supporting their community and caring for others around them. Just it was really good. It did get democratic and religious at the end, but that is to be expected. She met Kamala Harris. What is there even else to say? You know what I mean? But it was really, really, really good. Really, really good. Another rock of my world. I reread Dances by Nicole Cuffey. Okay, because that woman has my heart. 5 out of 5 stars. I loved it. If you want a glimpse into a life that I could have lived, Dances by Nicole Cuffey. If you just want a glimpse into like the world of ballerinas and the expectations that are put on them and the struggle to be human they themselves face, Dances by Nicole. I read Autobiography of Red, which was recommended to me by my friend Quinn. I really liked what it was trying to say. I wasn't a fan of how it was trying to say it. I am not a poetry girl. I am not a prose person. Prose is really difficult for me to read at times, and poetry sometimes doesn't make sense to me. So it took some time and like getting used to and like using my brain in a different way than I would normally use it, which for that I'm grateful for. And I thought it was pretty good. Again, I liked what it was trying to say, not necessarily how it was trying to say it. And I learned a lot, and I learned a lot about adjectives, and I learned a lot about what else they can mean, what more meaning they have. So I was really, really grateful for that. Okay, so I have 2 DNFs. So first I DNF'd Pas de Danse, which was really upsetting to me. I was really excited to read it because obviously, hello, okay, a dancer romance. Yeah, sign me up. And it started out strong, but it focused a lot on the body, which I can understand because dancing is pretty much about the body. But like I didn't really like it, didn't feel like comfortable to me to read about like the way that each of the characters were looking at each other's bodies based on of like the world of ballet. And also straight man in ballet. I'm not even straight. I don't know if he's straight. And I DNF'd at a point where it was like getting to know the male character more, and I just really didn't care. I didn't care about what was going on. The other DNF was What Kind of Creatures Are We by Noam Chomsky. And yeah, that dude is confusing. Every time I picked up this book, Garrett was like, you know, he's on the Epstein list. And I was like, I thought this would be helpful. I thought it would be helpful. And it wasn't. It was not helpful. It was a lot of scientific speak. It was a lot of linguistic speak. I think that it could have been written a lot simpler. I think it could have been written a lot more precise. I think that what he was trying to say or what points he was trying to make got lost in the language, because Noam Chomsky felt like he needed to be big brained. I don't know, but it just wasn't it wasn't nothing. I really tried, I really tried, but it did not work out for me, so I moved on. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for taking the time to care. I love you. Goodbye.
You'll find something else to watch, or just watch this video. I know we had a lot of fun.